Hello everyone, looks like we're on air. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here joined by Sarah, CJ, and Amber, and I said that in the order I see them, obviously. That's why it makes no sense. Because Google Hangouts refuses to rework tools, and we can't just have an introduction of like the thingy with the names and what we do. We're going to start with introductions, and I'll kick this off because this is my channel and thought you should know who you're talking to, in case you just want to leave before I ever introduce my guest. My name is Alina. I'm an author, and I usually post videos on YouTube about books and writing. Sometimes I go off script and I post about other things, but generally it's books and writing. And I write fiction, quite a lot of it, and you can find links to my Amazon store in the description of this video and any other video I publish. So now let's try this alphabetically. Amber, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Amber Craft. I write paranormal romance. Unknown Revenge is available on Amazon, and I'm shopping the rest. So.
Awesome. CJ?
I'm CJ, and I am an unpublished writer at this point, and mostly what I've got right now is I put out videos on music for my piano students, and I put out writing update videos on Wednesdays.
Yay! Sarah?
I am Sarah Scharnweber. I am an author tuber and a writer, and I have a novel called Inside Darkness, a short story collection called Suggestion 376, and a couple of short stories available over on Amazon. And my YouTube channel is down below, and you can find links to my Amazon stuff over on my channel.
Wow. You
I did better.
Are getting better.
We're in this like Alina boot camp.
Yeah.
See, she's got my book.
Like all I need now.
Copy.
All I need now is a whip.
Right.
I've got suggestion too, but I packed it already.
Oh, okay.
I have them also on my Kindle, but you can't see if I try to show that because of the glare. So, oh well. I'll just say I have them. I can prove it.
I believe you.
Okay. So for today, we thought we'd talk about tools we use in our writing life, because there are so many that pertain to writing and to editing and to formatting, publishing, marketing, automation, all that fun stuff. So I thought it would be nice to just share what everyone's using and exchange tips and tricks, and maybe that will be helpful to you.
You know what? I'm going to go grab a couple books real quick, okay?
Yep. No problem.
Forgot that I was going to do that, and then I didn't. So I'll be right back.
It's all great. We'll wait for you. We can definitely find something to chat about, and now everything goes quiet. Because I mean, I'm always thinking that might happen at one point. We always derail conversations, but at some point where we're supposed to fill a gap, we're going to just go.
We all go.
I don't have anything to talk about. I can tell you about my lovely hair that took 2 hours to get ready, 2 hours and a half actually, because I think my stylist spent an hour and a half just cutting it because it's so much hair.
Oh yeah,
so how much did you end up cutting off? That looked like a lot.
About half in the front and a little more in the back. I cut a lot. But I just needed a lighter hairdo because I have a lot of hair. It's really thickened a lot of it.
Yeah.
So when it gets that long, I've had it long for like 6 years. And when I keep it in a ponytail or in an updo, it gets heavy and it pulls on my skin, and it's a bit painful. So I thought I'd give my head, like my scalp, a break for a while, because it goes pretty fast. It grows out fast, especially since I started using my masks. So
See, mine used to grow fast, so I'd cut it like that in the spring, and by winter it'd be back down to this. But I cut it like 2 years ago, and it took 2 years to get to this length. So I'm like, yeah, I'll wait a little while.
Yeah, no, mine grows like this much in 2 months. So.
Yeah, that's the way mine used to be.
But it's because, I think it's mainly because of the oils mask I'm making myself. Oh, Sarah's back. Yay.
I'm back. Sorry.
Yay.
Because I don't use a lot of tools, so that's why I wanted to go grab some.
Okay. Well, you use some tools. I'm sure you use Word.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so let's start with the basics, with the writing tools and editing tools. I know some of us write by hand.
Yes, I do.
I used to be a dedicated Word fan. Like, I didn't understand the need for anything else. The first time I heard of Scrivener and watched a few tutorials, I was like, what's this? Why do I need it? I don't need this. And then Claire raved about it, because why not? Hi, Stella. And I thought I'd try it. And I did. And now I can't stop. I just can't stop. And I use a mix of Scrivener to write and do my first round of edits, and then Word to work with an editor and format everything. So, Sarah, I know you still find it confusing, right?
Well, here's my thing with Scrivener. It's a combination. One is that it's kind of confusing to me. And please pardon my undershirt here. It's like choking me, so I'm messing with it, but it's dyed because I'm going to go paint after this.
No problem.
But my problem with Scrivener is kind of twofold. One is that it's kind of confusing, and two is that I can't afford it right now. So I don't really want to learn it and then not be able to afford it when I learn it. So I'd like to kind of learn it closer to when I can afford it so that I don't have to go without it.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I think the discount, I think the NaNoWriMo discount is still available for I don't know how many months.
I think it's available until the end of October.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
For a full year.
Yeah.
So you have plenty of time.
Yeah, and I just need to have the cash on hand, you know.
Yeah. I really feel comfortable because I know it's saving instantly. So the moment I type a character, it's saved.
Right.
Yes.
And after a few issues with losing a few hundred words on Word, luckily for me, I once lost a couple thousand words because mine is synced with OneDrive.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And something happened, and it reverted me to an older version. But I could go through older versions and find the latest one, which wasn't the latest anymore. But at that point, I was already kind of worried because I go to all this trouble to have it back to the cloud to make sure I don't lose anything, and I still lost some. So in that respect, I like Scrivener.
Have you never lost anything on Scrivener?
No.
Okay. Does it have a cloud backup?
I can set it for it because
it does have the availability.
No. I save it on the hard drive that's connected to OneDrive.
Okay.
So it's saved automatically from there.
Okay.
But since it automatically saves,
to do that.
Does it automatically save to the OneDrive?
No, that
or do
happens.
You have to do that manually?
No, it does automatically, but not as often as Scrivener saves.
Oh, okay.
But I need to have a really awful hardware crash.
Right.
In the span of 5 minutes.
To really lose a lot.
Something. With Word, it takes 30 seconds for it to freeze and.
Word crashes a lot.
Yeah.
I actually.
Hi, Trinda.
Because of the way I write already. Hi, Trinda. You're on your other account, by the way.
Yeah.
She doesn't usually know that when she does that. But with Word, I have gotten into the habit of I literally control save every time I finish a sentence, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I finish typing, I control S. And so I don't have much problem with that because of that. So.
Yeah, true. Trinda says she uses Dropbox with Scrivener together. I used to use Dropbox. I gave it up because I got the Office 360 package.
Yeah.
And that comes with a free terabyte of cloud backups.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I find OneDrive kind of tedious though, but I also find drive-through to be a little tedious as well. So.
It sort of is, but I like it that you can then access them from any computer, edit them online, and it will save it everywhere, which is
Not
fine by me.
Dropbox, sorry.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And Dropbox, to offer me exactly that amount of space would cost a lot more than the whole Office package costs. So that's why I switched. I wasn't unhappy with Dropbox or anything. It's great, but it made no sense to pay for both OneDrive and Dropbox.
Right.
No.
Have you guys ever used Evernote?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I can't stand it, and I hear people talk about it all the time like it's golden, and I can't stand it.
No.
I find it
Here's my thing with OneNote. Evernote. Sorry. Evernote. It seems like a really awesome idea, but to organize stuff within it is not user friendly to organize stuff. Like I've used it for like when I was overseeing all of the departments under worship at church, and I used it for that. And it seemed really awesome at first, but then when I went back to organize, and I can't share it with anybody unless they have the app. Like it's a whole, it's just not, it is not user-friendly at all.
Yeah, I get it.
So we actually switched to Google Docs, or Google Drive, I guess is what it is now. And that is really helpful when you're collaborating. And again, it's got the same effect as Office 365 or 360, where you can edit anywhere, like you upload stuff. But as far as like formatting and stuff, it's a pain. Because when you upload something, like if you upload a Word document and you have it formatted as you want it, it uploads like a PDF. So you can't edit it. And then if you open it in Docs, it changes the formatting. So if you have anything in there that's not supported in Docs, it completely gets rid of it. Like it messes it all. I mean, it's just, anyway.
I use OneNote a lot, but I use that for, especially when I'm learning stuff. That's when I use the most of it, because the thing is, the cool thing about OneNote is that you can take screenshots of stuff that contain text, paste them in OneNote, and then OneNote will search the text within the screenshots. So, and that's freaking brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. I used to use it with Duolingo when I was learning Spanish, and I would just screenshot the rules and the word definitions and everything and paste them into OneNote. And then if I needed to find something specific, I would just run a search. That was great. And OneNote is free, by the way. You don't have to buy any Office suite, which is amazing. And it works well to share like the OneNote tabs, but if you want to send something to someone who doesn't have the app, you can save it as a PDF and send it.
See, and that's important to be able to send it to someone and not make them download something. Because if I need to send my mom something, she's never going to download an app to look at a thing. She's just not going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just people like that. So for them to like make you download an app, you know, and there's plenty of people who don't even know how to download a damn app. But they might want to read what you sent them.
Yeah. And now I have OneNote on my tablet too, because I can now read nonfiction on my tablet and just copy and paste stuff in OneNote, and it's all great. And it's a lot easier than working with a Word doc. I don't know, it's just faster and you can paste photos and everything beyond.
Right. And OneNote is part of the Microsoft Office suite.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So everything.
Yeah, it talks to
included
everything
there.
in the Office suite.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. You can. The other thing I like about OneNote, and this is as far as like, I know Scrivener now does this like all in itself, but OneNote you can link to other Word or other Office documents.
Yeah.
So you can link to documents, you can link to spreadsheets, you can link to, whatever it is. So if I used it to organize, and I don't remember what project it was, but some writing project, but I had all of this extra documentation that I needed. And all I had to, instead of having every single one of those documents open, all I had to do was have Word open so I could write and OneNote open so I could go back and refer to whatever I needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Now
so
that's one thing I like about Scrivener, because you can paste all your stuff in the references and you can see them there. You can see photos, you can see links, everything you need. But otherwise, if you don't have Scrivener, using Word with OneNote would work great for the exact same purpose, I think.
Yep.
For formatting, I do the basic formatting in Word for both paperbacks and ebooks. I know something like InDesign works way better for paperbacks, but I just didn't have the time to learn it. And
yeah, the only time I get my stuff done on InDesign is if Travis does it, and that's because he already knows it. Because it's really complicated.
It's not easy in Word anyway, because Word is just doing some things out of the blue for no exact reason when it comes to formatting, and that's annoying. What I used is I downloaded the book formatting guides that Derek Murphy uploaded. I think they are on DIY covers or on one of his websites. I don't remember where, but he created these book templates, some of them by genre, and he tells you exactly what fonts he used and how and where to download them. And he has this extensive online tutorial about using words to create really beautiful paperbacks. The thing I found really useful and faster than that was to download the CreateSpace templates, which Amazon has them too. It's the same templates, which is great. And change the styles in that template with fonts that I learned to use from Derek Murphy, and then just paste in my text. And that works way better because it's exactly formatted for whatever Amazon or CreateSpace need. And I struggled at first, but now I can do my format for an entire manuscript in like an hour and play with drop caps and change fonts and change like the space between letters and stuff like that, which I had no clue how to do before. And that's pretty freaking awesome. It does have a bit of a learning curve, and there will be times when Word just does things that you won't understand and you spend a lot of time trying to fix them.
Yeah.
But that's just Word. Still, it's easier than buying and learning InDesign for now. I want to learn it in the future because I'm doing my paperbacks alone. Formatting is the only thing I can do alone. I can't do covers. I did one for a short story, and I was lucky that was easy. But I can't do more complicated stuff. I can't edit. No, I'm not a good editor. So this is the one thing I can do. So I work hard on it. And pretty much if you have Word and you clearly add your chapter headings and you have a table of contents, the one that's linked, you can pretty much upload that to Amazon and you have a really nice and cool working Kindle version. And if you don't want to do anything else, you can just download the Kindle, use Calibra, which is free software, convert that to EPUB, and you have an EPUB too, and that's it. You're done formatting your ebook, which is pretty neat for just a word processor.
Right.
But as we all know from my tutorial, I use Juto to create the ebooks.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's literally the easiest thing ever. It's so easy. Like whatever book I'm trying to make, I can create both versions in like 10 minutes based on a Word document. And the only time I spend more time than that is when I messed up something in Word and I'm too lazy and I correct it straight into Juto. Which is not nice, but hey, lazy people here.
For whatever
I don't
reason,
know that it's lazy. I think it's conserving the amount of time you have using it wisely. Like, we can talk about being lazy, and there are lots of ways that I'm sure each of us is lazy. But I think that when you're talking about it's working smarter, not harder, and I know that's cliche, but I think that is so, particularly when you don't have a lot of time. You don't have time to spend, dinking around with images or whatever for hours at a time. You want to do it quickly and with the least amount of fuss. And I think that's not laziness.
And like last time I lost 10 minutes because I was an idiot, but I thought I just found the Juto version of a word formatting error that has no explanation. Because it kept telling me this image that it sent me to had a weird attribute that is not allowed in Kindle versions. And I was checking it and I was like, this is not right. And then I checked a second photo and the same. It was perfectly okay. I did not ever for like 10 minutes straight think of checking the third image. I removed the first image, re-imported it, saved, closed Juto, open it again, and then I'm like, yeah, it was the third image. I'm an idiot. Like, that was just, oh my God. Because the thing is with Juto, if it signals an error, and if you double click that error, it sends you to the exact location where the error is, not for images. Not for images. And there was a clear, how do you call it? There was a clear tutorial written on the right side of my screen about how to fix this problem. And I didn't go about it that way because,
that'd be too easy.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, that was fascinating. But yeah, if you want to format your books, all you need is Word or any word processor that's decent. I know Scrivener does that too, that you can just export both the paperback and the ebook. But to be honest, I did not check that.
If I do end up publishing Unknown Love, that's probably what I'll do is Juto, because like I'm trying to put it on CreateSpace, and the entire novel is fine, but then the translations page, 2 pages of that, no matter how I format it on Word, it looks fine, and then when it goes to CreateSpace or KDP, it just totally goes haywire, and I don't know how to fix it at this point. I've tried everything.
For paperback or for ebook?
For ebook. It's just weird. Like, there'll be one translation on one page, and then like 2 pages later, the rest of it. I don't know.
That is weird.
So I gotta play around with it when I have dedicated time to do that.
Oh, yeah, I can check it in Juto, see if it works, because it might be easier to fix there.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you guys use any kind of editing software like Grammarly or anything?
No, I use the grammar and spell checker on Word and then assess whether or not it's accurate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I let it remind me of rules, and then I decide whether or not I'm following them there.
Yeah, I get it.
You know? It gets really mad, like, if somebody is, like, rambling, so there is less punctuation or whatever, or the words run together, or, you have to, like, really be careful with it, because especially if you do the, like, change all, you better know you better know damn well that all of what you're doing needs to be changed.
Right.
I tried Grammarly once.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I interrupted you. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Could you use this pro writing aid? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't even.
I heard of it. I heard it's pretty decent.
She loses it and loves it.
Yeah, no, I tried Grammarly. I still use it for like emails and the Chrome version, but I stopped using it in my Word documents because it was annoying as hell. The thing is, it needs an online connection, and it kept dropping that connection. It was the only thing on my computer that kept dropping that connection. And from the moment it dropped the connection until the moment it recovered it, it forgot all the changes I made. And all those errors again.
Oh, God.
The other one I tried is StyleWriter 4, which is kind of like pro writing aid, but it's a really advanced thing. It even like it searches all your documents to see if it's like high on readability, which words you're overusing, things like that. And it's not extremely expensive if you have other people to share it with, because they have like 3 licenses, and that's like $200, which is not bad compared to like Grammarly Pro, which costs like $200 per year, and this is a one-time purchase. But I tested it, I loved it. I did not have the cash for it. So I totally get you, Sarah, when you say you don't want to try Scrivener until you want to buy it, because it was hard not using it after the trial.
Yeah, and I don't want that lull. That's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
but it wouldn't bother me to switch programs for my writing stuff, because I use Word for work. So by the time I get to like my weekend, and let's say Friday I wrote letters at work, well, when I write letters, I write 40 letters in a sitting. So now I have the last 40 things I've opened in Word is work stuff. So I have to go find my manuscript or whatever. It's just like an inconvenience that I don't need. You know, like it's a thing that's avoidable.
Yeah, I get it. I totally
so it
get
wouldn't upset me to have something different to use.
What do you and Travis use for formatting and stuff?
I do my formatting in Word. In college I had a class where I had to be Word certified.
Okay.
So the locations of things have changed, but I know how to do almost everything in Word. You know, it's just a little bit more like, where the hell did they put that? But I know it's there, and I know I can use it, and I know how to use it. So
yeah.
Word is probably the easiest for me to do that with, just because I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it only takes me, I think the last time when I did the short stories, it took me about 15 minutes a story.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Go.
He needs carrots.
He's been go. That's it. The rest are mine. He's been in love with carrots all his life since he was a baby dog. It never went away. It's carrots and celery root.
How funny.
And and apples, and he likes walnuts, but he likes them like whole so that he can crack the outside and then eat
God.
the actual walnut. Of course, because it's what the hell is wrong with me? Because wait.
You've caught whatever's going on in my face right now. Through the internet.
Yep. Because it's round, he first plays with it for a while, and then cracks it and eats it.
It's
it's like a toy. We have a walnut tree, and I would send you walnuts. because those things get everywhere.
And they stink.
Oh, they smell so bad. Well, and the worst part is when you go out to mow the lawn,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to go with a bag and pick up all the walnuts because they will mess up the lawnmower. Like, they will mess it up.
Do you guys eat like green walnuts?
No, but we have trees in our yards.
Yeah.
No, I mean when they're not completely done, but they're still super sweet and milky. Oh my God, those are so good. It's like the outside, the hard outside is not completely formed, and they're easy to crack, and the inside
you
is
just
a bit
cut through the
gooey.
green stinky part.
Yeah, it stains like a bitch, but it's so good. I mean, they use that like the green walnuts to make a sort of a jam. I've had it once, and it's absolutely delicious. But I don't know how to make it. Yeah,
because we have walnut trees everywhere around here, and like when we were kids, we would write on the sidewalks in them, and it would stain the sidewalks.
Yeah.
And then one year, we had these people who we called them the church squad. They weren't allowed to hang out with us because we said crap. So we of course didn't like them because they weren't allowed to hang out with us because they were too good for us. We took walnuts, like green walnuts, and we rubbed them on the sidewalk until they were raw all the way outside. Like, so the green part was real smelly. And then we shoved them in their dryer bed.
Wow.
I'll never disclose full names because I'm sure I could be sued for that now.
That kind of sucks, man.
Yeah, it was probably very unfortunate for them.
I do remember when people were picking walnuts and cracking them, because even when they're done, the green stuff on the outside is still able to stain.
Yeah.
Like people had like black hands for weeks after that. It was so awful.
It stayed so bad. It's such a strange, and it's like when you write on the sidewalks with it, at first your sidewalk's green, but then it rains a couple times and it's lighter than the rest of the sidewalk. So it like turns it green and then it bleaches it.
Wow.
Yeah. Which you only would know if you wrote on the sidewalk, "Fuck you," and your mother saw it, and then she was upset for weeks and weeks and weeks. It didn't go away. She's like, "It's not like you wrote it in chalk." I love pissing Diana off.
I will say when I was little, we had a walnut tree in our backyard, and when they would fall, we would throw them against the garage wall, because the garage was basically made out of cement. And we would throw them against the garage wall until they broke. But it would bleach off the paint on the side of the garage.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And we got in big trouble. My dad's like, "No, I have to repaint it."
Poor guy.
Yeah.
CJ and I used walnuts to terrorize our parents, apparently.
Yes, we did. That's what they're for. I don't know who told you they were for something else, but that is what walnuts are for.
Apparently.
My grandmother had 3 pecan trees, so I did the same type of stuff with pecans.
Do pecans?
So do they have rinds that you can like rub off and stuff?
Yeah.
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 Are they similar to walnuts? The way they grow and stuff?
Yeah, they're almost the exact same.
I did not know. The only thing I know about is walnuts, and that's because there's walnut trees all over here. So
yeah, my grandmother had them on the back of her house, so it would always at night sound like it was raining because of the pecans during the fall. So now I have a house with
pecans can grow this far north?
I don't know if they can.
Probably couldn't. Probably couldn't survive the winters.
Probably not.
Is your area kind of filled with pecan nuts?
Not here, because I'm in the Midwest now.
Like
the Midwest gets too cold in the.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not sure where those grow, and pecans are not something you find really often. But when you find them, you buy them because they're so good.
Well, I mean, you can buy them anywhere, but they actually grow like in the South, because I'm from like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, which is the southern part of the U.S., and they grow very great there. But I don't know about with walnuts, but like if there's a cold snap, in the pecans are growing, it will actually shrivel the inside or make them taste sour.
Okay.
Now they could live up here.
Okay, I get it. Walnuts grow here, and this is a temperate sort of area. Yeah. We get pretty cold winters and stuff, so walnuts are safe. I didn't know about pecans. I just know I love them. And I have this image in my head. Anyone here a Bad Blood fan? Like the TV series before it went bad?
Yeah.
I didn't know
before it went bad, yeah.
There was like in first season, Stupid Suki Stackhouse had a pecan pie.
Oh, True Blood.
Oh, True Blood.
Oh, I said Bad Blood. That's mine. I meant True
Yes,
Blood.
True Blood.
See, I knew what you meant.
And I know exactly what you meant by before it went bad.
I said that because I think that's the greatest compliment that I got for the Bad Blood series. Because someone said it's like True Blood, back when True Blood was actually good.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, nice. I feel good now. And that's why I think it went bad for a season that got kind of better and then it went to shit.
Yeah, I've seen the whole thing a couple times. There are some episodes that are better than others and there are seasons that are better than others, but it definitely got less good after like season 3. It definitely like changed its mind about what it wanted to be.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I still think season 1 was the best of them all.
I do too. I like season 2 a lot, and season 3 is okay.
I don't remember which is which, but they had a dryad at some point, and that felt like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird. Like
no, it was a main ad.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because she wouldn't be, if she was a dryad, I wouldn't have continued watching it.
Oh, okay.
Because that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, no, she was a main ad. I kind of liked her. I don't like the lady who plays her because she's a bitch in everything. But she was a bitch in this too, so it worked okay.
Yeah.
I had a period of time where I couldn't like Kathy Bates because of fucking Misery, so that's a problem I have with my life.
Yeah, no, she's such a good actress, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you really fuck me up as a character, I have a real hard time getting past that character.
Yeah.
Unless your next character has some sort of deformity where I can't tell who they are, like Mason Verger in Hannibal. You can't tell that that's Gary Oldman at all. Right. So I don't feel like I'm watching Gary Oldman. But unless you have something like that, I have a really hard time getting past it if I really disliked you as a character.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you're a bad guy. You fucking suck.
Okay. I totally get that. And now I'm feeling better because I don't feel like I'm the only weirdo who just doesn't like certain actors. Like, hates their guts.
I have a hatred for Jimmy Smits that makes no fucking sense.
None whatsoever.
I fucking hate him. Like, with a passion, and I don't know why.
I don't know who that is.
He plays Leia's adoptive father in the last episode of Star Wars, and he plays a cop in the NYPD Blue. He's the Latino cop who was in it for most of it.
Oh, I know him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I despise him.
Okay.
Makes no sense. See, and you don't even know who he is because he doesn't matter. So I have no reason to hate him that much. It's stupid.
No, I don't know who he is because I know very few actors' names. I'm like the guy from that and the guy from this one. I have to be really interested in an actor to know their name.
I know his name because I hate him. That's the only reason.
I used to really hate Nicolas Cage. For no reason whatsoever.
I really hate Nicolas Cage.
I used to hate him with a passion for no reason. I didn't think he was a bad actor. I just couldn't stand his face. And then I saw Bad Lieutenant, and that warmed me up to him. And then I saw Adaptation, and from the moment I got into the movie, like I was like 15 minutes into the movie, I was, oh my God, I love you. You're great.
Adaptation, he's a different kind of character.
Yeah.
and I like that, and I like Wild at Heart, but that's about it.
I don't know. For me, adaptation, it was like you have to be a really great actor to be able to pull that off, I think. And I think whoever used him as the main character knew how to play his strengths. I don't know. It's just, it worked so well. And it was, I mean, to me, of all the writing related movies, that's the best. I don't know why. It's amazing.
I like adaptation a lot.
Yeah.
But I do not like Nick Cage as a general rule.
Yeah, I fell in love after that. Well,
yeah, I'm never gonna like things like that fucking stupid Constitution movie. I'm never gonna like that shit.
Yeah.
It's just not something I'm ever gonna like. It's just not me.
I know.
So,
Still, I know Nick Cage is picking up a lot of movies, but from what I know, he got into a really rough spot with drugs and money in general.
I don't know if there were drugs involved, but he had a bankruptcy problem. His son had a drug problem. I don't know if that had something.
Yeah, it was that and the divorces and whatever alimony, and it all caused a huge issue. And he nearly was homeless. I can't remember who helped him. It's a really well-known actor who helped him, and from that point on, he decided he's going to work. I don't remember either. He's going to work all the fucking time and take all the movies in the world just to make sure he never gets to that point. And after finding that out, I kind of cut him some slack for just taking.
Yeah, and he has a son who's got a lot of problems, and he seems to be very supportive. So as a human being, I'm sure he's fine. I just really don't like him. So, I mean, there's plenty of people who I think are probably fine as human beings who I don't like as, actors or whatever. So.
Yeah, like I used to totally dislike him. The moment I saw him on screen, I just didn't want to see the movie. And then after Bad Lieutenant, I was like, this is unreal.
I haven't seen that.
And, it's so good, Sarah. It's so good. And
it's probably not something I would watch, though. I don't watch a lot of movies, and when I do, I watch very specific kinds of movies, so it's probably just not something I would watch.
I think that's worth it, especially, I forget who the freaking director is. Let me just search his name. I know I have
Oracle.
I have a clear idea of him, and his face, and I just can't remember his name. Who are you?
Travis is more into this stuff than I am, so I might not know who you're talking about. Which is a big part of the reason I know anyone's names too.
Screenwriter?
I'm just proud that you could spell lieutenant because I couldn't spell that if my life depended on it.
Autocorrect helps a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's not who I thought it was. That's because I was probably looking at the wrong film. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's not the right film.
Huh. Why don't you try IMDb'ing Nick Cage?
Yeah, I think
that might be your best way to go about it, is to go from him to the movie.
It does make sense because Bad Lieutenant was a remake.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and that was the funny story about it. Bad Lieutenant, yeah. I was going to the original movie, and that's why nothing made sense.
Yeah.
Werner Herzog, there we go.
Oh, the thing is he's the funniest dude on the planet.
Yeah, well, Werner Herzog decided to make a remake, but he never saw the original.
Oh, that sounds like something he would do.
Because he didn't want to be biased, and I thought it was freaking brilliant.
His accent makes me so happy.
I've watched some of his documentaries, and yeah, his accent is really making me happy.
That's the Bearman documentary, when he listens to the audio of them being killed, and he takes off the headphones, and he's like, "You should never play that again. You should never ever listen to that. Do not do that." Yeah. And I'm just like, you are so serious, but your voice is so funny, and I can't even deal with it right now.
Yeah,
I know. He looks genuinely disturbed, Like, I don't think he's bullshitting, but it's so funny at the same time. It's so weird and awkward.
God, yeah. It's freaking awesome.
I specialize in weird and awkward. Weird and awkward all over everything.
Yeah, let's try to talk about tools again for a bit.
Yeah.
Because I have no problem derailing the conversation and keeping the chat going for a long time, but Sarah will have to run at some point, so I'm trying to get some stuff in.
Well, why don't I go ahead and talk about this book that I'm going to talk about?
Yes, please.
This is one of the kinds of things, and I don't use them a whole lot anymore, but when I was first starting, so this is part of the reason I wanted to bring it out. One of the things I used a lot of is things like this, which is they're actually, I don't necessarily like stake a claim on it, you know, like this in particular is the book that's going to do something for you. No, that's not what I'm saying. But it's these kinds of things, it's the exercises and stuff that helped me to see some of the writing stuff that was problematic early on. That helped me to skip over a lot of those early steps of not having any idea what the fuck you're doing and just being lost. So I find books, not necessarily this book in particular, but books that have exercises associated with lessons on how to write, how to write well, did help me a great deal to like build skills that I could use later in my writing, and it makes it easier to write crisp the first time. So I found those things to be very helpful early on.
And in a very weird way, I sometimes find screenplay books a lot more helpful than writing books.
They talk more about character, I think.
Yes, and even if they kind of shit on him on adaptation. I think, what's his name? Robert McKee?
I don't know what the dude's name is.
I know it's McKee, but
I don't remember.
Let me just, I'm horrible.
It's been 10 years since I've seen it.
Oh, I got it right. It's Robert McKee.
Look at you.
I got it right for once. I'm horrible with names. I make a mess of them, so that's why I was worried. So his book to me was I mean, I think it was presented in a kind of a harsh and not completely honest light in the movie, but it made sense in the movie. But Mike started reading it first, and he was talking about some of the concepts and how to look at characters and what's the difference between characterization and their actions and which matters more and which defines them as a character more. And I always enjoy that. And then I started getting into it, and now that's my next read. Because Mike kept sharing bits of the book with me, and I was like, this is brilliant. I really need it. Because the basis of this was that you have to understand story formulas and structures really well. And then you can go mess it up, but you can't reinvent story structures if you don't know the basics of it, which is kind of true. It's kind of true, and I like that. So and I also used to use like writing prompt books. I think I have one around here, but I can't reach it. I'll show it some other time. Just because if you can't write anything else, if you get those prompts and try to either write them as one of your characters or just write something completely different, it gets you into the writing thing. So you're getting words out on paper, even if it's not the words you wanted. And that usually gets you into what you want to write with a bit of exercise, because you just get the motor going and then everything comes later. And I did use that early on in the beginning. I think that's what we used at the writing retreat too. From what I remember, we did a lot of writing prompts, and then we'd read whatever we wrote to each other, and then we worked with the coaches on our actual stories.
My stream on Friday nights used to be me and CJ doing writing prompts. Like that's what it started as.
I remember because I was watching it.
Yeah. I really enjoy them. I think that they're a lot of fun, and you can do a lot of brain picking, and it can pull out things that you didn't know you were ever going to pull out.
Right.
I find them really helpful, but you can't expect everyone to come up with something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
But like,
And
you have to think of them as practice, or
Right.
as
Yeah.
like
right, it's training. It's
I always
not.
think, yeah.
It's not competition.
I think in terms of like piano, I have my students do. There's this book that I use with them. It's called Hanon, and they're all finger exercises. And
That's what
the
she
idea. And when I have them, like, they do, like, the first week they do the right hand and the left hand separately, and then if they master that in a week, then they do them hands together, and then we just move on. And it's not like they're not intended to be perfected. We don't try to polish them or anything. The idea is just to give them some warm-ups to try. And so what I have them do is that when they sit down to practice, I have them do a warm-up ahead of time. So they do a warm-up and then they go into their practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think writing prompts can function the same way if you have the amount of, like, if you set aside time, set aside 5 minutes to do a writing prompt. And it gets your head into a place where you're just like doing a warm-up exercise. You're working those muscles, and you're working your brain muscle to think in a certain way. So,
True.
that's my 2 cents.
I completely agree with that.
Well, and I think also that we spend a lot of time talking about it's work, it's work, it's work, it's work, it's work. And if you're at a day job, you have times where you wander off and talk to a coworker and giggle and stuff like that. And so I think that's kind of the writing equivalent of wandering off and talking to your coworker and just laughing about how stupid another coworker is or something.
Oh, true.
That's
a good way of looking at it.
That relief from the seriousness of, I need to get this written. I need 500 words, or I need 1,000 words, or I need 5,000 words, or whatever. So I think sometimes it helps to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Well, see,
because I think we put a lot of heaviness on ourselves in our writing that we need to work to relieve from ourselves because we've put it there ourselves.
True.
Well, like right now, since I can't really write that much, I've got 2 books that I really love, and I have reread them quite often because I have notes and stuff in. When I first started writing, I did like Sarah and Grab books. The Breakout Novelist, I got this during my writers conference, and I love any writing book by Donald Mass. They're really good.
That's who wrote the one I have too.
Yeah, he has great books for anybody looking for any, like this says how to craft novels that stand out, and it helped me actually plot very well. But since I can't write right now, I've went back, and Chuck Wendig wrote this one. I love him. It's called
I like him a lot too.
Writer. And this one is like 1,001 ways to write great fiction, get published, and earn your audience. But he breaks it down into like 25 things you should do, 25 questions, 25 this or that, and it's kept my mind going and got me prepared for when I actually can go back and write. So
yeah, no, that works perfectly, I think. Like in terms of online tools, I use a lot of them for marketing and promo because I like to automate everything.
Yeah.
So I still use Hootsuite a lot, but what I use now is this tool that's called Missing Letter. And what it does is that it pulls content from your website. Let's say you publish a new post, okay? They create a campaign based on it that will go to all your social media, and then they will share it like 9 times throughout an entire year. So at first they share it every day for like 2 or 3 days, then they expand the time and they keep expanding it. So it's a trickle down sort of campaign. And that's been working great for me to have some content that's constantly going everywhere. My Facebook page, my groups, my Twitter, things like that. And I use it for both my author website and for my book review site for eyesonbooks.com. And that's been awesome because I can just spend like 10 minutes on refining the posts, the whole 9 posts that go everywhere. And then I know I have content ongoing, especially if I do that for several posts. And I also use Triber a lot to make sure I have content on Twitter all the time that's relevant to readers, because I'm part of reader tribes. So all I share is about books and writing. And that works really well. Now, if I could find a way to grab my YouTube posts and share them like that, like the videos, that would be awesome. I'm still working on that. Is there any other tool I use? Well, I use Book Report to make sense of my sales on Amazon because it updates things and calculates them a lot faster than Amazon does. And I don't want to play with, I just don't want to play with spreadsheets. I know I can do it myself. I just don't want to, because I like the nice graphs and showing me which books are selling more. I used to use more tools, but then I just kind of stopped at these. And I also use Hootsuite for Instagram, actually, because I have a paid account to have all the million social media accounts I have, because I have them for my travel blog, for Eyes on Books, for my writer website, all of that crap. And it's really great to send stuff to your Instagram and be able to type your caption on an actual keyboard. That's just amazing to me, because I'm shit at typing on my phone. Plus, if I have to share covers or stuff like that, it's a lot easier to just send it from my computer where it's already there than just upload it to my phone and then from my phone to Instagram and blah, blah, blah. That works great for me. Any of you use any kind of automation?
I use Hootsuite, but that's about it. I was looking at Missing Letter, actually.
Missing. I got that through a deal on AppSumo. Like AppSumo is like my holy grail, because sometimes they have these deals that are absolutely amazing. I paid like $39 for a lifetime subscription to Missing Letter. I also got a deposit photos pack from them, and I got 100 photos for $49 or $39, $39 I think, and I got 2 of those. So now I've used like 20 photos of them, but now I have photos to create covers like for the rest of my life. Honestly, I can forever use stock photo for my books,
right,
and for anything else I choose, because there are so many. So that's an interesting, like, I would subscribe to the AppSumo newsletter just for that, because sometimes they have offers that are just spot on for writers, like the deposit photos one or the Missing Letter one, which was really cool. I mean, of course you can get it outside of AppSumo, but these are like really great deals. It's a lot of money you save at the end of the day, instead of just paying a yearly subscription. And I really try to check it out. And by the way, everyone, if you don't know that, try to win NaNoWriMo and check out everything they offer, because they always have Scrivener on discount and a lot of other tools. I think they had a discount for Pro Writing Aid at some point, or I might be mistaken.
I mean, or you could cheat.
Sorry?
Or you could just cheat. I'm just saying.
Yes, you could, but I'm like the unusual kind of person that tries to get everything legit, which is unusual.
I don't cheat. I'm just saying you could.
Yeah, no. The thing is, the reason why this is an important anecdote is because I'm freaking Romanian, and one of our past presidents, because you think yours is bad, he met Bill Gates. And what the hell did he tell Bill Gates? that using cracked Windows helped our IT community advance. That's how we got great programmers and great computer guys, and now we have a flourishing IT industry because of the Microsoft products we stole. Yeah. So yeah. Also, a few. Yeah.
That's horrible.
That's great. Just admit you cannot do anything about people stealing stuff. It's absolutely perfect for our image. And actually, I know from a former client who is German that in Germany, within their police, there was a department called Râmnicu Vâlcea. Râmnicu Vâlcea is a city in Romania. It's hackerland. They did a lot of bad things, including stealing credit card information, and they were so bad that in Germany there was a dedicated police department for them.
Oh wow!
Wow. Might be a lie, but I don't think so, because the guy who told me was pretty serious. But yeah, I know. I mean, like, I had an old boyfriend from there, and his sister had friends who went to jail for hacking.
Oh wow!
So wow. Yeah, it was all out. On the other hand, when Peugeot opened their new store there and got the new 407 cars, like the limousine style, they sold out in 2 hours because hacking makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm saying it's unusual, because the first time I told someone I bought a Windows license, they were like, "What? Why? What's wrong with you?" And I was like, I would like to legally own my software. Thank you very much.
Right.
What is wrong with you? I mean, I do understand we don't make that much money as a country, but I don't know. I feel bad, and I try to not cheat too much. I can't say I never cheated in my entire life, because I used to be a poor student. Let's face it. I watched a lot of American movies in our campus network. I never paid for those. I'm sorry. By the way, it was only movies that didn't come to our cinemas ever. So, and by the way, at the time Amazon didn't ship to Romania, so there was no way to buy them.
Gotta do what you gotta do then.
I know there was something flying on the internet from back when Amazon wouldn't deliver to Romania, and it was someone who asked, "Why don't you deliver to Romania? Is it that you think we're all thieves or something?" And they replied, "No, but we're convinced you're all vampires," something like that. I thought that was a brilliant reply if it was real. So yeah. The lesson of the day, people, is that maybe try not to cheat, but you could if you want to. I feel bad cheating for the sole reason that I feel like crap when I find my books on pirate sites, which, by the way, happens every other day.
Right. Yeah. If it can be pirated, it's being pirated.
Speaking of pirating and tools, I completely recommend Blastly, because what they do is they import your books from Amazon, like now the title and the cover and whatever the link to it, and then they run searches and find pages that list your book, and you can blast them, and if it's legit a pirate site, they will get the books removed for you, which is a lot easier than trying to contact all these sites yourself.
Right.
Yeah, it does happen quite a lot, Stella, and it's absolutely horrible. I know. Remember the giveaway we did for Valentine's, where there were like 30 authors or 40, I don't remember how many books. Someone took all our books, scrapped them, because that's the nice thing about Insta-Freebie. They have a watermark that says who downloaded the book, so that people can track you down if you upload it somewhere.
Oh yeah.
That can be scrapped. That can be scrapped. Everything can be scrapped if you know what you're doing. They scrapped all that and uploaded all the books on a pirate site all at once.
Wow.
Of course, we got them taken down, but it was, I don't know, I felt so bad because, like, you know, they were part of a free giveaway. Sure, you had to subscribe to newsletters, but you cannot subscribe if you don't want them. I do not understand why you feel the need to put that on a different site. Besides, some of those books were perma-free, which to me was like, what? Why? So, yeah.
I think part of it is there is sometimes, I think two things. One, there are people who just like to mess with other people. They don't care who. I mean, that's why you have trolls on the internet. That's
yeah.
There are people who just like to mess with other people. They like to be jerks, and that's just how they function. And I also think that there is there's a certain amount of belief in everything should be free.
Yes.
That
unless
everything,
you have to
particularly,
do it.
Yeah, everything on the internet should be free, and everybody should be able to get something for free. I mean, like, and that kind of attitude has some merit, but I think those people aren't thinking through the details of what that would entail.
Yeah, everybody would stop writing, and all you'd get would be shitty books that nobody invests in. Because, okay, want them all for free, then I won't edit. Why should I invest if I'm never making any money out of it? Why should I invest my time in it? Why should I write in the first place? It's my time and my work. So, and the thing is, like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but whenever you buy an ebook, you get something free. You have no shipping.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy shelves to store your ebooks. So you get something free, just not the book. And as Stella was saying, they could wait, because I don't know of any book that doesn't go to at least a promotion where they drop the sale price.
Right.
I totally understand not affording to buy a shit ton of books, but you have Kindle Unlimited for that.
Yeah.
And you can hunt promotions, because all authors do promotions at one point or another. I'm completely fine with that. If you can't afford to pay the full price, just wait for the next 99 cents promo. I'm completely fine with that. Or the 5 days of free books that you can do through Kindle Unlimited. It's all acceptable. I get people being on a budget, but I don't think that definitely justifies stealing. And the thing is that people often say that people who pirate books would never buy them. But there was this recent article. I don't know if it was, I forget what her name is, Maggie Stiefvater or something like that. I don't know if it was her or some other series fantasy writer who tried that. She pirated her own book, but only the first half. And she uploaded to all the sites possible. It was just half of the PDF. And guess what? Her sales went up because people read that and they just didn't have the patience to wait for someone to upload the full version for free. And they actually had no problem buying. And they bought ebooks, they bought paperbacks and hardcovers.
I will tell you, I have pirated movies before to find out if I was going to buy them. There have been movies where I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a waste of my time. And I didn't make it through it anyway.
Yeah.
You know? But the intention would be to buy them if I did not, if I liked them, you know? Like the intention wasn't to maintain a stolen copy forever.
Yeah.
Right.
To be completely fair, the things I pirated in the past were things I could not get legally in any way.
Yeah.
Because they were just, I mean, honestly, nobody distributed here because they were afraid of us hackers.
Right.
They weren't aired here. Amazon didn't deliver here, so I couldn't get books in anyway. The moment I found one store in Bucharest that was filled with English language books, and actually books that were not already translated in Romania, I was spending all my money there. Like, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you guys, I know I said I was going to stay till 10:30, but Travis is not awake, and he has to drive me because he needs the car. So
Okay.
I'm going to have to scoot so I can go get him up.
It's all good. I think we can wrap up for today because we covered all the main topics we wanted.
Yeah.
So we've been gone for over an hour, and we'll be back next Saturday anyway, and we can discuss things further. So
More stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. If you guys want to promote anything, that would be great at this time.
What
If
order
not,
you want to go in?
Let's go alphabetically. Amber?
Well, I said yesterday I wouldn't promote it until next week, but March 12th, I've got my live stream with Jasmine. We're going to talk about scheduling and finding time to write. And
Awesome. Is it on your channel?
yeah, it'll be on my channel
Okay.
at 7 p.m.
That's linked below, guys, so you can go follow her in the process.
Yep.
CJ?
Just my Writing Wednesday video, I think.
Yeah.
Just an update. Hopefully I'm going to have my website up
I can't wait to see
by
that.
next week.
I can't wait to see that.
Okay.
Guys,
Yeah.
if you want to see her Wednesday videos or the Monday ones, because those are great as well, link in the description down below. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. And Sarah?
I've got my YouTube channel down below. And then I've got a novel called Inside Darkness, short story collection called Suggestion 376, and 2 other short stories up on Amazon. Hoping to get more stuff up soon.
Link to her Amazon page also in the description down below.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
And as far as I'm concerned, tomorrow I'm going to be on Beaten Track Radio podcast with Nikki J. Marcus, who's here on YouTube as well. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, so 1 p.m. Central. And we're going to take author questions and just chat about everything writerly. So please join us. I think I've linked, no, I haven't linked, but I will. I will leave a link to the event page on Facebook, and you have all the details there because you can actually listen to the show in several places, including their website and actually Facebook. So yeah, come join us if you can. And other than that, we'll see you all next week. First on Sarah's channel on Friday, and then here next Saturday. And again, thanks for being here and for all the lovely comments you left in the chat. We really appreciate it. Enjoy your Saturday, everyone. Bye.
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 Bye.